Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Journey to Happiness. And if you're new here, welcome back. I want to apologize for the lighting. I probably shouldn't have parked here. I'm right in front of the sun, so the lighting is off. But as long as you can hear me, that's the main thing. So this is going to be another unpopular opinion video. I have 5 opinions here. And keep in mind, these are just my opinions. And if you disagree with any of my opinions, feel free, whether you agree or disagree, feel free to comment your opinion below, as long as you keep it respectful. All right, let me go ahead and get into it. So, the number one, this isn't going in any particular order. Well, actually, I feel like I'm going from like small opinions to more like deeper opinions, like more serious topics, if that makes sense. But anyway, so number one I have is Little Caesars is nasty. I have had Little Caesars pizza 3 times in my entire life, and each time that I've had it, it just tastes so weird. And I think it was at 2 different locations, or maybe even 3 different locations. So it's not like, it was the same Little Caesars. The first time I had it years and years ago, it just didn't taste right to me. This is back when it was $5. I don't know how much it is now. You can get like I think got a personal pizza or something and a drink, and it just tasted weird. It's just weird tasting. And the second and third time I had it at a different location, the same thing. It was weird. I don't care how cheap it is. Like, I will not buy Little Caesars pizza again. It was just tastes nasty. It's hard for me to explain, but it just has a very weird taste too. I know a lot of people like it because it's cheap, but I don't care. I'd rather spend a little bit more and go to either Pizza Hut, Domino's, or even some frozen pizzas taste better than Little Caesars, like DiGiorno and stuff. I'd rather eat a frozen pizza, like go to the grocery store and buy a frozen pizza and put it in the oven than eat from Little Caesars. Their pizza is just not good to me. So, number 2 I have is McDonald's has the best chicken nuggets. Their McChickens are untouched. These other places, like, they ain't got nothing on McDonald's chicken nuggets. That's all I have to say about that, really. I like to dip mine in buffalo sauce and sweet and sour most of the time. They just taste nice and crispy and just, I don't know, they just taste better than any other fast food restaurants chicken nuggets. So number 3 I have is Lifetime has the best movies. Lifetime Network. I remember I used to watch Lifetime all the time when I was a kid. I could watch Lifetime. I could spend like a Saturday when I was a kid watching Lifetime all day long. Even especially the older movies. I think some of their older movies are better than the newer movies. Yeah, even now I can watch Lifetime all day. I go on YouTube and look up Lifetime videos. By the way, you can go on YouTube and look up Lifetime movies for free, like the whole movie for free. So yeah, some old ones and some of the newer ones. They just have great movies. Like their movies, most of them, not all. I would say like 80% of the movies just have me hooked in. I'm just hooked into the storyline. I think especially because a lot of their movies are actual true stories, so I think that's why I like to watch Lifetime. They just have great movies that are entertaining to me and I like to watch. So ain't no other movie channel touching Lifetime, I don't think. Yeah. So number 4 I have is, now this might be how you say that word, controversial, but somebody was asking me about this the other day, and honestly, this is coming from a CNA. I don't recommend becoming a CNA. I don't. Do something else. If you're not a CNA yet, or if you're like on the fence about it, like maybe you just graduated high school, or you want a different job, a different career, and you're trying to like figure it out, I don't recommend becoming a CNA, to be honest with you. I know that sounds crazy coming from a CNA, but the work is just not worth it. It's just hard work. You're considered at the bottom of the health field, and a lot of nurses and administration stuff will treat you as such, like you're the bottom, like you ain't nothing. You get paid the least. Now, I will say I do get paid pretty good now, but that's I've been in CNA for a long time now. So, and it's back breaking work. Eventually, like if you're a CNA for years and years, that work is going to catch up to you. Unless you're like a home care CNA or something, turning these people, especially the heavy patients, lifting them and running back and forth, working short staff and doing all of this, it's going to catch up to you. It's going to catch up to you. If you do it for years and years, it's going to catch up to you. I promise. Do not become a CNA unless you know that you want to be an LPN or RN, because at least in North Carolina, I know some other states, it is a requirement to be a CNA before you become a nurse. For North Carolina, you do have to become a CNA before you become a nurse. But you only have to work as one at least 8 hours a year for you to finish nursing school. So become a CNA if you know you want to be a nurse. I do feel like if you know you want to be a nurse, being a CNA will help you learn how to talk to patients. You won't be scared if you become a CNA before you become a nurse. You won't be scared to talk to patients. You won't be scared to go into somebody's room that has like 5 family members in there looking at you. You know what I'm saying? And so you know how to communicate to your patients professionally. So it does help in that way. But if you don't want to be a nurse, I don't recommend becoming a CNA, or at least don't stay one. I will say it is a high in demand job. So if you do become a CNA, you're going to find a job like that. So you will find employment, especially if you're trying to hustle. You could get 2-3 jobs as a CNA. If you're really trying to make some money, like you're saving up for something or whatever, you will find a job. That's for sure. That is the one good thing about it. It's a high in demand job. But that's because the new CNAs or some CNAs are always quitting. Somebody's always quitting because the job is mentally and physically draining. Most jobs are either one or the other, like either mentally or physically. But being a CNA is mentally and physically draining. If you have your mind made up, I recommend becoming a CNA and try to find a assisted living job, a real assisted living job, not a place that claims they're assisted living, but they have patients there that are complete dependent. Find you a real, true assisted living place and work there. Or do home care. That's what I recommend. Or at least, if you're going to work in a nursing home, I recommend working at small nursing homes. Something that I've noticed over the years is when I work at small nursing homes versus the big nursing homes, I stay there longer. Like both jobs that I'm at now, my PRN job is a very small nursing home, and my main job is a very small nursing home. I feel like smaller nursing homes are better to work at because they are less likely to be short staffed. They can be short staffed too, but they're less short staffed because since it's so small, they don't have as many patients. So since they don't have as many patients, they don't have to have so much staff. I think that might be the reason why. But it's something I noticed. Like the job I'm at now, my PRN job, I've been there for 2 years now. And my main job, I've been there for over a year now. And they're both small. Because I've worked at other places that are a lot bigger. And I quit like in a week, 3 weeks. Because it's just, we're always short staffed. So, yeah. If you don't want to be a nurse, try something else. Do phlebotomy, medical assisting. Now, granted, it doesn't take long to become a CNA. So if you're somebody that needs a job, if that's your reason for becoming a CNA, simply because you want a fast job, be a waitress. I think waitresses make just as much, if not more, probably. Because I see on TikTok all the time these people that work at like, they're waitresses at Waffle House or these steak houses, and they make like $300 or $400 in one shift from tips alone. So honestly, if you just are looking for like a job, a fast job, become a waitress or a waiter. from what I see, they make good money, and a lot of them don't even work 8-hour shifts. From what I see on TikTok, a lot of them only work like 5-hour shifts or something like that. Become a waitress. Get two, and if you need extra money, just get 2 jobs as a waitress, and there you go. But if you don't want to be a nurse, and your only reason for becoming a CNA is for employment, I think you're better off being a waitress, to be honest with you. Become a waitress. That's my honest opinion. So my last opinion I have is, if you are, tell me what y'all prefer being called. I don't know. I'm not sure. But if you are mixed or biracial, you are not black. I'm specifically talking about people that are half white and half black. Even though I know there's all kinds of mixed people in the world, this is what I specifically want to talk about right now. I just don't like when, us as black people, or if a mixed person or biracial person calls themselves black, like, oh, I'm just black. No, you're not. You are mixed, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being half black and half white, or half this or half that. There's nothing wrong with that. The reason I don't like it is because as a mixed person, you are not going to experience the same thing that I experience as a fully black person that has 2 black parents. And it's just a fact too. If you don't have 2 black parents, you're not black then. If you have one parent that's black and one parent that's white, you are mixed. You're biracial, and there's nothing wrong with that. As a mixed person, you are going to have certain privileges in this world that I don't have as a 100% black person. That's just that. So I feel like you shouldn't call yourself a black. Now, I do understand that there's some people out here that are racist, that it don't matter if you're 100% black, if you're half black, if you're 25% black. If they don't like black people, they're not going to like you. There's some people like that. But as a mixed person, this goes back to slavery. When mixed children, slaves were born, they would get treated better than the 100% black slaves. Like, they would be put in the house, especially the women. If there was a mixed woman, more than likely, instead of out there working in the field like a dog, she would be put in the house, being a housekeeper and stuff like that. It goes back to that because, the people that were in charge, the white people, see it as, well, at least she's closer to me. Like, she's not white, but she is half white. So she's good enough to be put in the house. Like, okay, we'll put her in the house instead of the field. So it's insinuating that, the closer to white that you are, the better. That's why mixed slaves were benefited more than 100% black slaves, if that makes sense. Now I do understand that not all mixed people look alike. Not all mixed people are light skinned. So I do understand the fact that, let's say you're a mixed person, half black, half white, but you look more black than you do white, or you don't even look white at all. For example, Barack Obama. If I didn't know his mom was white, if I had to bet money on it, I would say Barack Obama is a black man. When I look at Barack Obama, I see a black man. He just looks like a black man to me. He don't look white at all. So I'm pretty sure growing up, Barack Obama, he had to deal with racism and, people. He had to walk in this world as a black man because that's what the world sees him as, because that's what he looks like. So I'm sure he probably, more than likely, in the outside world, he didn't really benefit from being mixed because he looks like a black man. If he did benefit from it, it would probably be the fact that he has white family members. So he might have benefited in that way. Like, maybe he had white family members that knew people that were okay with him because his mother is white. Because I worked with a person like that before, where she was racist, but she had a mixed granddaughter. She was definitely racist, but because her granddaughter, even though her granddaughter was mixed, she still accepted her granddaughter because that was her granddaughter. But any black people were, she was racist. I hope I'm making sense. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're mixed, you're not black. You're not black. We don't have the same experience. We might have a similar experience, you know, but we don't have the same experience. I can't just jump in and out of black spaces when I want to, or in and out of white spaces when I want to, because I'm 100% black. You know what I mean? So we're not going to go through the same thing. We might go through some of the same things, but not everything. I feel that's how I feel. So I hope I got my point across. Like, I feel like if you are half white and half black, you should acknowledge that, and don't just say, "Oh, I'm black. I'm just black." No, because me and you are not going to go through the same thing. I'm not saying, you're going to have it easy in life all the time, but our experience is not going to be the same. Like, me as a 100% black woman, my experience is not going to be the same as another woman that's half white and half black. It's not going to be the same. So that's why I say that. I hope that makes sense. So, yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all the next time. Bye.